Today, I'll be looking at gaming laptops for three budget types, from this sub $1,000 gaming laptop right up to this top of the range $4,000 plus monster. We'll be looking at what each of them can do and which one gives you the best bang for the buck when it comes to gaming. So let's fire these babies up and take them for a test drive. Finding the right laptop for your budget is key, but what does your well-earned cash get you at these various price ranges? Today we have three laptops from Acer, each in a different price range. Shout out to Acer for sending me these. Now, this Nitro 5 at less than $1,000, this Nitro 17 at about $1,500, and then this no holds barred $4,000 beast, the Acer Predator Triton 17X. Think of it like Goldilocks is a gamer. This is Daddy Bear's laptop, Mummy's Bear laptop, and Baby Bear's laptop. But which one is just right? Okay, so we're kicking off with this, the sub $1,000 laptop. It's around about $849 in the UK. This is the Acer Nitro 5, and it has the combined power of a 12th gen Intel Core i5 processor with its new performance hybrid architecture and an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 40 series GPU. It's a 4050 in here. In terms of the processor, as I said, it's a Intel Core i5, and this is the 12th gen chip. I think they might do an i7 version, but this ain't it. Now, as I said, the GPU is NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4050 with 6 gigabits of memory, and the GPU boost clock is up to 2455 megahertz. Has DLS and Max-Q technologies. So basically, all that combined is a maximum graphics power, or MGP, of up to 140 watts. In terms of screen size, it's 39.6 centimeters or 15.6 inches, and it's 16 by 9. It's an LCD with LED backlit technology. The screen resolution is 1920 by 1080, and you're getting a standard refresh rate here of 144 Hz, which is not bad for the money. In terms of the memory, you're getting 16 gig of DDR5 SD RAM. And there's no memory card reader on the side, which I think is a bit of a shame. In terms of storage, it's a 512 gigabyte solid state. As far as the ports go, you're getting HDMI, you're getting one USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type A, you're getting one USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type A port, and USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type C ports. There's a Type C port at the back. And that Type C support, up to 10 gigabits per second, allows you to have a display port over USB-C, it's Thunderbolt 4, and there's a USB charging socket in here up to 5 volts. And obviously it comes with your standard network RJ45 cable. And all of this is charged by a lithium-ion battery, which they claim has up to 3.5 hours. Okay, so that's the specs. Now, in terms of overall design and feel, it has a kind of a plastic casing, but it feels quite tough. There's no flex in here with its thin line sort of design on the front that you can see there, with sort of matrix-style number lines accentuating those lines. It's not too garish, but it's not too stealthy either. There's a slight raise at the back, but overall it's quite slim. And weight-wise, I say it's around about 2.5 kilograms. The backlit keyboard includes a number pad, so okay for the office. It feels quite full for a laptop keyboard, in my opinion. And I think it does have one eye on productivity, as like, why else are you going to put a number pad on there? I mean, if you're just into gaming. It uses Nitro Sense, which is accessible by this little button here, and that allows you to optimize the fans, change the backlit keys, etc., either in the zones or for the whole keyboard. So it's quite versatile. But how do the games look and run? Well, playing Halo, I kept the screen resolution at 1920 by 1080p because that is the screen resolution, but the graphic quality pushed it up to medium with ray tracing set to low/medium and a frame rate of up to 144 frames per second to match the refresh rate. The game played super smooth, and relative to this screen, it looked okay. No, it's not as pin sharp as a top gaming monitor. The gameplay settings matched the laptop screen with no problem. It was smooth, responsive, and to be honest, it looked great. There was headroom to increase the settings, but I felt given the 1920 by 1080 screen and 144 refresh rate, these were fine. And the gaming was a perfectly pleasant experience. As a gaming experience on the go, as it were, or at least one you can take with you, I thought it was great. If you can hook it up to a bigger screen, then I think you'll see that it isn't as pin sharp as a more powerful laptop. But for this screen, I was pleasantly surprised. It's more than adequate is how I'd put it when it comes to gaming, on a laptop that is. Okay, so that's the $1,000 notebook down. Brilliant. Time to splash a bit more cash. Coming in at around $1,800 to $2,000, about $1,799 in the UK. We have the Acer Nitro 17 with DLS3, comes out swinging with crisp visuals at 17.3 inches, stellar sound from DTS-X, and the latest 13th gen processor from Intel and an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 40 series graphics card. As I said, this is Intel Core i5, it's 2.6 gigahertz. Remember, the previous one was 12th gen, this is 13th gen. There's a much bigger screen here. It's 43.9 centimeters or 17.3. You're getting full HD, 16.9 IPS with a refresh rate of 165 Hz, NVIDIA G-Sync, and a 3 millisecond latency. It has 16 gigabytes, that's DDR5 SD RAM, 512 gigabyte SSD, as I mentioned, an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4050 with 6 gigabits of dedicated memory. Again, with this one, you've got an HDMI port, you've got a USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type A port, you've got two USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type A ports, and two USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type C ports. On paper, a lot of the basic specs look similar to its younger brother, but you're getting a bigger screen and the higher refresh rate and the next gen iCore. You're getting a few more ports and a longer battery life. But is the jump in price worth it? In terms of design and feel, this kind of lovely obsidian black colour here. Weight, it's quite weighty, about 3.25 kilograms, which is weighty, 7.2 pounds. It feels significantly more beefy than the Nitro 5 and even a little bit more heavier than the Predator Triton. Design-wise, it looks very similar to its younger sibling, the same size full keyboard, number pad, the same Nitro Sense button for accessing the fan, audio and lighting settings, etc. The case is solid and it still has that kind of slightly aircraft, spaceship sort of fancy designer car wing type design at the back. But what about the games? How do they look and play on this better screen? And it is a better screen. I was curious what an extra grand or so gets you, but the first thing I noticed was the screen was significantly superior to the Nitro 5. It just seemed brighter and sharper. I was quite satisfied with the Nitro 5, really, but then I moved to this and I thought, oh, I see, that's what a bigger, brighter screen gets you. When it comes to gaming with the 13th core i5 over the 12th gen, you could see a better consistency in the frame rate. The games were super smooth, with the bigger, brighter screen showcasing the games really, really well. There's no denying the quality of the experience is better than the Nitro 5. The bigger, brighter, sharper screen pops a bit more. But I'm still in two minds whether the jump in quality is worth nearly £1,000. Does feel like it could be your main desktop system, as opposed to, say, the Nitro 5, which, if you could afford it, would make a superb laptop addition to an existing main gaming rig / setup. Finally, the beast. OMG. What haven't they put in this thing? You can see why this is $4,000 plus. This is from Acer's flagship Predator gaming brand, and the Triton range is their top spec kit. Here we go. This has a 13th gen Intel Core i9 processor. It's got an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4090. There's 32 gigs. You've got a 2 terabyte solid state drive in this, so plenty of room to take all your gaming. It has basically a total graphic power, MGP, of 175 watts. We're talking NVIDIA DLSS3, ray tracing, NVIDIA Max-Q technologies, an advanced suite of AI-powered technologies that optimize the system for peak efficiency. This enables blazing fast laptops that are thin, quiet and have an amazing battery life. Now you're going to have to cool this beast, and cooling this beast is a vapor chamber, 5th gen Acer design metal fans, liquid metal thermal grease, a load of vents at the back and at the side to keep this beast cool and optimized. As far as the screen is concerned, it's 17 inches. It's a WQXGA mini LED, 2560 by 1600, so slightly taller than 16 by 9. You're getting HDR 1000, 1000 nit brightness, and a 250 Hz refresh rate. Speaker-wise, you're getting 6 speakers, which are directly facing the user using DTS-X, and that 3D surround feel. So you've got speakers at the front and a speaker at the sides. In terms of ports, it includes 2 USB 3.2 Gen 2. You've got dual Thunderbolt 4, HDMI 2.1, and yes, there's a micro SD card reader. And it's all powered by a giant 4-cell lithium-ion 100-watt battery. You can have complete control over the fan and the GPU rate, the keyboard lighting, all of that with their Predator Sense software. So you can really optimize it for whatever you're doing, whether it's just day-to-day work, so you want to conserve the battery, or gaming, max power on the fans for high specs. I love the stealthy look of this slightly thinner, this is thinner than these Nitros here. And yeah, it weighs 6.6 pounds, so it's a bit lighter than this Nitro 17, which is surprisingly a lot heavier. This unibody has been CNC'd from a solid block of metal, allowing for more ventilation and a solid build. I mean, it feels metal, solid, really, really good. But what about the gaming? As you might expect, the gaming was excellent. You can turn everything up to the max here, and even at a more balanced setting, you're getting insane frame rates in some games. With Fortnite, if you set the right sort of balance of the settings, you can hit over like 500 frames per second when you're playing at 1920 1080p. Even at 4K, you're getting way above 60 frames per second comfortably. And the screen, with its HDR 1000, pops. The games looked amazing and the sound was really, really good. I mean, for laptop speakers. As a flagship device for gaming, this thing delivered, no questions asked. Halo looked amazing. It was a real pleasure to play. I mean, it's hard to go back to the poor old Nitro 5, which is perfectly adequate, but the experience on this was really good. If you're a hardcore gamer, you probably already have a gaming rig. But if for some reason you want to take your high-level gaming with you, then this beast delivers. It would make a great workhorse and be your main computer. Spending that kind of money, you'd probably want it to be your main computer. It can handle editing, streaming, and gaming at top-tier level. Plug it into a monitor and it delivers. Just make sure your monitor is better quality than the laptop screen, because it is good. If you're spending this kind of money, you expect the best. And you know what? I think you get it. Look, I get it. Different people have different budgets when it comes to their gaming requirements. The Nitro 5 really delivers for under $1,000. Like I say, I was pleasantly surprised. I'd be quite happy as a casual PC gamer who wants, good looking games with a decent response time to have this. And it would defo make a great second computer if you were so inclined. Whether the Nitro 17, which was good and did have a noticeable jump in quality, is worth that extra $800 to $1,000, I'm not sure. I think if there was a sweet spot between these two, and I think there is a laptop that kind of falls between these two, that might be a better option. It's a good main desktop solution, but if it's just gaming on the go or a secondary solution, then you know what? The Nitro 5 might be a better option. But if you have the cash and budget is not really an issue and you want a serious gaming on the go solution, then hands down, get yourself the Predator Triton 17. Anyway, I hope that quick overview was useful. Let me know in the comments below which you'd opt for. And of course, hit the likes as I like it, YouTube likes it, and it helps people like you find content like this. Links for all the details of these specs are down in the description below. And of course, if you're new to my channel, do me the great honor, arigato gozaimasu, please hit that subscribe button, toggle that notification bell, And that way you'll know when I go live with videos just like this. Oh yeah, and talking of videos just like this, why don't you check out the videos right here? These ones here. Cheers.